Alright, here's the video review for the Maketoys TFsource exclusive MTRM-09SP BOUNCEBACK, aka Ricochet, aka Stepper, with his partner Nebulon, or Nightstick, whichever name you want to go with. For the purposes of clarity, I will be using Nebulon and Stepper throughout the video review, except when I screw up. Because it's going to happen. Now that I've definitively decided on what I'm going to call them, I will remember both of them and I will screw it all up. But anyway, so here he is. He's a repaint of their downbeat, and as a matter of fact, his instructions actually are just... Oh. Huh. So, there is a little bit of an addendum here for downbeat with the transformation instructions for the Target Master. He's got two adapters in the cannon. So, yeah, it's the Target Master that came with Contact Shot, aka their point blank. But the main instruction video is just the instructions for downbeat himself, because it's the same robot. So you get a little bit of both. We're just going to go ahead and fold that up like that, so it looks like it's all bounce instructions, just to differentiate them in instruction box or bin or wherever I'm keeping them up. So we'll close this up. Put it off to the side. So here he is in vehicle mode. You can see his Target Master partner here does attach to the vehicle mode thanks to a special adapter. There are two different adapters. This one is actually just pegged into the spoiler here. We'll go ahead and pop him off. We can get him out of here. There we go. So there, he's got a basic handle that he can use to hold him in robot mode. But he also can plug into the shoulder. And then this little adapter right here, you can see there's a little split here in the middle. And it goes around these two little pieces here in the middle of the spoiler. It can be a little tricky to get it lined up and snapped in initially. And then once you do it, though, it's pretty easy. And you just slide it back in there. And it gives you a little slot you can plug the Target Master into in vehicle mode. Yeah, everything here is gold paint. None of this is stickers. It's all nicely painted, tampoed in place. Even down here on the waist, this is all tampo. It's no stickers whatsoever. A nice change of pace from some of the Power of the Prime stuff. And to transform them, you can start in a lot of different places. I usually just go up here to the front, pop these apart, and go ahead and start popping the canopy up like this. Get that out of the way. You can see his head will come forward here. Get the wheels. Pop them out to the side here. Lift the doors up a little bit. Then we can come under here, open this up, pull out the arms, which are folded around the forearm here. Get them out. Then you can fold this whole assembly up. Fold the wheels in, they'll peg right in there into the middle. The arms slide back on this little armature here. Like that. Bring this whole assembly, get the doors out of the way again. Up and around. This will snap in. Now you want to snap in, or close the chest up a little bit, snap that back together. This will come in. These two pegs up here will go into the bottom of this, but you also want to make sure as you bring this down that the pegs on the arm go into these slots here on the back of the wheels. That makes the whole torso, as well as the arms, much more secure. So bring that down and make sure you're lining everything up as you plug that all in together. Okay, that's all in. That's plugged in. And then, oh, this one didn't line up quite right. Let's get the shoulder out of the way there. Just kind of push it together, make sure it all locks together like that. And that should have you a pretty secure torso. Bring the arm down. Fold this panel in, if it didn't already fold in as you were transforming it. And rotate it around. And bring the fist around. The doors can fold out to the side. Although if you want to attach anything to a shoulder, it helps to have them folded in. We'll show it in both directions, but once that's done, fold this in, fold this up, and then fold this whole assembly up onto his back, and the upper body is done. The legs can get a little tricky. You want to pop them apart here, and then open up this panel on the inside, which will allow the whole assembly here. If you want to get this out, rotate that. This whole assembly is on a dual armature. You want to kind of bring this up and around, out of the way like that. And you can see the clearing here. This whole piece is going to rotate around as we do this. But you pull this out, let the panel rotate around, slide it down like that so this tab lines up, and close that to fill in the leg there. This panel, you're going to rotate this down like this, and this panel is on a dual hinge. You want to get this tab on the back up into this slot up here, up here on the thing. It's a little harder to see on the black plastic, but this should come up and actually tab in. You want to make sure that comes up high enough on this hinge for that to tab in so everything meets up properly. Then fold this up onto the back of the leg. Fold this little panel down here down. It also helps, you can go ahead and push this panel around out. And that's going to fold down and kind of meet up with the panel we just flipped out. Like that. So you got kind of a whole curve here. And just open up this panel. Flip out the foot. The foot is on a dual hinge, so if you might want to actually untab this a little bit and flip this out first. There we go. And then you can pull the whole foot out on a dual hinge here. Rotates down and around. The piece we just did, and then make sure this goes back up and tabs in its proper place. I'll just close that back up, and you got a leg done. Same over here. Open this up. Move this whole rear assembly on the armature down and around. Open this up. Go ahead and flip that foot up. And then you can pull this out. Rotate it. Make sure this gets out of the way here. You want this clearance. Get that all the way around. Slide this down. Again, sometimes it will slide during the transformation, but just make sure that the tab lines up there and locks into place. Go ahead and push this out through, and then bring this up and down. Rotate this panel this way, and bring this up on this dual hinge. Tab it in. Come on. There we go. Tab it in up there. Open this up. Bring the foot out and around and down. Close that up. And there he is in robot mode. Now he comes with a small golden gun. I mean, it's actually not super small, but it's smaller than the other guns. So he's got a little gold rifle there. Now again, the Target Master, he can hold in his, you can use this tab to put it in his hand. He's got a little adapter here. So you can use it as a handheld weapon. And you can, if you do that, you can. He comes with also the same missile launcher that Downbeat did, and there's just a little slot there that allows it to slot in right there on his shoulder, and you can have him armed like that. You can also, if you desire, have the door wings out. Up to you. Although again, you can kind of have him up with this missile attached. If you use the adapter to attach the Target Master to his shoulder, you really have to have at least this door folded down, because otherwise it just gets in the way of the adapter. And speaking of, we'll go ahead and pop him out of the hand here. You can have the Target Master. You can see there's a little square here. This piece has the same groove that the missile launcher did. It attaches right back here. And then this little rectangle with the slot up here on top, you take the Target Master and you push it in from behind. Make sure you secure it. It might help if you push this in first and then attach it to the shoulder. Actually, I'm going to do that because it is a little easier. So push that in there like that. and then attach it up here onto the shoulder, like that, and you can have him, well, come on now. There we go. You can have him with the Target Master on his shoulder as his little support unit. Now, unfortunately, this adapter only works one way, so you can't also put this missile launcher over here. Can you? Can you fit, will it fit right there? No. I mean, like, you might be able to squeeze it, because you can kind of haphazardly hook it on there by his head, but it really is not designed to fit like that. And as for the Target Master himself, we'll show the instructions, but this little piece is on a ball joint, the little handle. Just flip that out like that. You can see his head here. We're going to go ahead and turn that around to the front. We're going to slide this cannon piece off. And you can see he does also make a gun, a skinnier gun, but he can also be a gun without the giant cannon piece, because in robot mode you can't have this attached. So this just kind of goes off to the side if you're not using it. I like that it can still be a gun, although a skinnier one, but I do prefer the look of the gun with the barrel attached. We bring this up, bring the legs down, out and down here. This whole assembly, again, bring the ball joint out to the side. This whole barrel assembly comes up. Your arms just flip forward. And then you want to rotate this if it's not already in such a position, because there is a slot on one side of the barrel here that tabs onto this piece. So you want to make sure that's facing out to the side, so when you fold this down and around, it tabs into place there on the back. And this piece just kind of sits wherever. Bring the legs down and split them. And there you have Nebulon as a little posable figure. He's got a swiveling neck, ball joint shoulders, hinge elbows, ball joint hips, and hinge knees. He's not amazingly posable, but pretty posable for a little dude this size. And he can be his little partner there. Oh, he died. No. Nebulon. Anyway. And just as a quick comparison, no, sorry, I do not have any version of the original Stepper or Ricochet, any of the reissues, unfortunately. Always thought they looked neat, but I never got them. But I do have the original Downbeat, just to give them a comparison here. And he does have some Repro label stickers on him, so just FYI. That's why you're seeing some of the logos. I didn't use all of the ones that came with the Toy Hack set, but I did enough to deco him up. Now he also has, let me bring him in a little closer here. You can see here's his basic face. But just like Downbeat did, he also comes with the alternate face as a slightly kind of curly smile face and a yelly face, a sad yelly face. And it works the same way. You just kind of pull his helmet up and off, pop the current face off, pop on the new one. Whoop, where'd you go? Onto the tab there, and then put the helmet back on. Now he's got a little, hey, how's it going? Little Sylvester Stallone looking face. Or you can give him his yelly face. If you want. I prefer the standard face. I mean, because it's again, it's not super expressive, but it actually it's not stoic either. He does seem to have a hint, like both on Downbeat and him, because it's the same face. He has a kind of a hint of mild bemusement. Like I said, even though it's static and not as dramatically posed as either of the other faces, I like it. I think it's one of the few head sculpts on a lot of these. One, a lot of them are Optimus or have faceplates, but it doesn't feel lifeless. It actually seems to have a little bit of a character to it. So yeah, but there he is, Maketoys TFsource exclusive BOUNCEBACK with Target Master partner, aka Stepper and Nebulon, or Ricochet and Nightstick, however you want to call them. But really slick looking. Like I said, the paint's really nice. I'm very happy with this guy. I don't know if I like him more than Downbeat, but that's more of an attachment to Jazz than anything else. But If you like Downbeat, he's just as solid and just as cool. Plus, he has him as a Target Master.